welcome back to another Kyle Minger Show video. And today, guys, I'll be doing another awesome review for Moonknight episode 5, and it's called Asylum. So, where we left off the last time, at the very end, we got to see Mark and Steven scream their heads off, and they see this Egyptian god show up in like, I guess, either Steven or whatever, which his mind is, Mark, because Mark was the one that took over and got that little statue inside King. What was it? King. Alexander the Great. Yeah, there we go. Alexander the Great's mouth, and there was this like little statue, and then Harrow shot him, and now apparently like a lot of people are saying that Mark went to the afterlife, and then that's why we saw this Egyptian god show up. And apparently, there's this interesting about this god. Before I continue on, if you guys are new or just coming inside the Comic Show, basically what I normally just do reviews for like Disney Plus, Netflix, and I go see movies in theaters, and then sometimes I'll do trailer reactions, unboxing videos, gaming videos, and sometimes I'll do theory videos. But I haven't done any of those in a little while because I've been focusing on trailer reactions and reviews for movies and shows on those platforms. So, but yeah, so like I said, the episode is 47 minutes. But before continue on, I just want to say, like, the god that I mentioned, his name is, I know for me as a person with disabilities, it's hard for me to pronounce names. So don't get me wrong if I can't pronounce this right. So the god that we got, the Egyptian god that we saw is pronounced Tarit, Taret or Tarit. I would say Tarit maybe. So Tarit means she who is great or simply great one, and she is technically the Egyptian goddess of childbirth and fertility, and she can technically what I heard that she can actually resurrect people back to life. So I'm wondering if she might have Mark and Steven go through a trial, and whoever is worthy enough, they can go back to the reality, to the real world, and actually stop Harrow from fulfilling his destiny and resurrecting Amit. So I'm guessing for this entire episode, we're gonna see Steven and Mark work together in order to escape escape their mind. And yeah, and apparently a lot of people are saying that the new alter personality guy, I don't remember his name by heart. A lot of people are mentioning his name. So apparently the third alter ego shows up in this episode, and I can't wait to see who it is. So, for further ado, guys, I'll see you guys a little soon. Like I said, it's 47 minutes, and after, I'll give out my honest opinions what I think about episode 5. So, I'll catch you guys a little later. Hey, guys, so I am officially back. Alright, so I gotta say this episode was pretty interesting. It was it was pretty cool. But, so, during this episode, we realized, during the asylum, Mark and Steven have to work together to balance out their differences between each other. And now Tawet, or the goddess of childbirth and fertility, they're in the underworld of the Egyptian time. Well, not really the Egyptian times, but they're in the underworld, and they're on this boat. They're going towards the city of, I guess, the dead or something like that. I can't catch the name that Tawet was saying that they were going to. It was hard to listen on that part, but anyways, there's this scale, and she took these hearts out of Steven and Mark, and they're like white crystallized hearts, and she put them on a scale with a feather, and it's trying to slowly balance. So she basically told Mark and Steven they have to go back through their mind and actually help each other to balance their differences between each other. And Mark, basically she told Mark to show Steven the truth about what you did in the past, what you've been hiding from him. So basically, I didn't even know this. Apparently, Steven's or Mark's, well, apparently I find out that Mark is the actual mind personality of the body, and Stephen Grant was actually a made up person that he made for himself when he was a kid. So when he was a kid, apparently he actually had a brother, and he actually took his brother out, and his mother, and it showed his mother and his father, and his mother told him not to do anything too hasty when you guys are gone. Make sure you guys are back for dinner. So they go out, and Steven wanted to. Steven was there, and Mark didn't want Steven to see what happened in the past. So Steven decided to go through this memory, and Mark is trying to go through the asylum or the asylum of memories and trying to get to Steven in order to stop him from seeing what happened. And Steven didn't even know he had a brother, but it was actually not really Steven. It was actually Mark at the time, because Mark is the actual person of that body. And then during the process of the memory, he's going through. Steven's going through. Walking with the two younger self of himself, but it's not really him. It's actually Mark. And then his brother goes along with them, and it starts raining. They go inside this cave. And then the cave starts getting flooded out, but Mark was able to survive, but his little brother drowned and got killed, which was a freaking, cliffhanger for me. So I didn't even know about this until it showed it. Well, if you guys know, because you probably know this already, because it's been since last Wednesday, since this episode been out, so it doesn't matter if I do a spoiler review for you guys now, because I'm doing it on the weekend. But so apparently, right after Steven saw that, the brother got killed, Mark was blamed by his mother that you killed him and it was all your fault, yada yada yada. And Steven didn't even know. And then when he was going through the the funeral memory phase, his mother was the mother was blaming Mark. You were the one that killed him. You should have never took him to that cave. It was all your fault. I don't love you anymore. Yada yada. But the father was trying to comfort Mark, but he didn't like the fact that the mother keep on blaming Mark for killing him. But it wasn't really it wasn't really his fault, because they didn't know it was gonna rain. It was actually just sunny, and then all of a sudden it started raining. So just like, okay, so things happen. I mean, this literally stuff like this actually does happen in real life, and people don't know this. But it's just like, it's really it was really sad. It got me a little bit emotional when I saw that part. And then so it proceeds on with the memory, and so Steven didn't know that he thought his mother would have been sweet, kind, because during the process of the first episode, he would always call his mom when he was like going to work or on the bus. But during the process, he found that throughout the memory, apparently Mark was trying to hide something that his mother actually died, and he didn't want to have. Mark didn't want to have his mother knowing that she was actually abusive to him when he was a child. So when he was locked, when Mark was locked in his room, feeling sorry for himself from what happened, the mother was banging on the door, trying to get Mark to open the door, and then he was looking himself he was huddling himself with his knees, and then he was looking in the mirror, and then that's when he first started his alter ego of Stephen Grant. And then there was a poster on the wall of a two I don't want to remember what it said. It was Tomb something Raider, not Tomb Raider. It was Raiders. It was a guy, like a treasure hunter guy named Stephen Grant. Yada the story, and then Mark was the one that created Stephen in the first place. So that was his alter ego, and then it started from there when he was a kid. So now we know how Stephen Grant was created. He was created by Mark, and then every time he has his his eye episode, he turns to Stephen, and then everything's all great. And Stephen didn't know he was being beat. Well, I don't know if it was Stephen was being beaten by his mother by using the belt, but he didn't know why. And then I guess after that, he turned back to the Mark, and then. Yeah, I don't know, but it was pretty interesting. And then after Mark was able to open up a little more and tell him that actually his mother actually died, and then he went to the funeral later on. I think it's like later on in the future, after he grown up, his mother passed away or something like that. And that's why when Steven and Mark went through the asylum, they were looking at memories. He saw Mark on the street near a car looking at something, and he asked, "Is like, what do you remember this memory?" He's like, "Yeah, I remember that day." And he didn't want to tell him what the memory was. So that memory was Mark outside the street, didn't want to go inside the building where his dad is because his mother passed away. So yeah, and then all of a sudden, Mark decides to go out in the street, feeling sorry for. Well, he didn't really feel. He was actually crying, and then because he kind of I think blames himself for it happening. I don't know actually how his mother got passed away or how she died, but it didn't really show it as much. But it's just like so after Mark was crying, and then he had his like little episode, and he switched back to Steven, and Steven's like, "Where am I? What is this place?" And then Steven goes on his phone, and he's like, "Hi, Mom. I don't know where I am. I'm on some sort of street." It's like so Steven's just like unaware, like what's going on, and then Steven and Mark were there watching the memory. And they were able to balance themselves by sharing what happened, and showing Mark was showing like Steven how like what happened in the past, and then they were able to like almost balance out the scale because the scale balanced out whoever is worthy to like go proceed on with the underworld, and then something interesting happens. The dead from the sands decide to go on this boat where Tawet and Steven and Mark is, and there's this like little like battle between like these are these sand creatures, kind of like the people that Mark killed in the past, and they're trying to throw him overboard so Steven can have control of the body. But during the process, Steven was trying to help Mark attack these things, but during the process, he fell off of the boat. And it started to turn to well, I don't know if he turned to stone or just turned to sand. I think he turned to stone, and Mark was trying to tell Tawet, "It's like, turn around, turn the boat around. We gotta get Steven." But it was too late, and then right after, it went straight to this like field of flowers, and it was just showing Mark just feeling sorry for himself in case he didn't get a chance to go get Steven off of from the sands, and all of a sudden, that was the end of the episode. This episode was pretty interesting, and also for the fact I also loved the music. It was pretty awesome, and yeah, I thought this episode was pretty interesting. It was just mostly between Steven and Mark trying to work together, trying to balance out their differences from the past, and we find out that Mark was actually the actual host of the actual body. And then when he was a kid, he created Stephen Grant for the mistakes that he did when being Mark. And yeah, that's how it started. And I wonder when the third personality got created, because apparently there's a I think it's a chance. No, there was the third personality didn't show up in this episode. I thought I heard it was supposed to, but I guess it didn't. But I think we are going to see it in the last episode on Wednesday. So, but it did get. I think the third personality did get mentioned, but not really didn't release that alter ego. So there's really nothing else I want to say about the episode. Otherwise, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So I think for the rating for the episode, I think this is gonna give it a 8 out of 10. I already thought of why I was gonna give it already, and I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty awesome. I really liked it, and I like where it's going so far. And I can't wait for the last episode. It's gonna be pretty ballsy for the show to be over because it's only just a limited series. There's not gonna be any more of it. So yeah, I really liked it. I totally recommend you guys go see the show right now. So the 5th episode's out on Disney Plus. So if you guys haven't seen the show yet, I totally recommend you guys go and get it right now. Start watching it and tell me, guys, what you guys think so far of Moon Knight. And I love this show. It's really good. So for further ado, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you guys get notified when I do post, and hit the smash the like button. I want to see a whole bunch of like on this video and a lot of love. And what am I gonna expect for the next episode? So, is Mark gonna somehow, you know, is he gonna be free from the underworld? Is he gonna go back to the real world? Is he gonna try to go back to the underworld and try to get Steven back? Or is he gonna create a whole new Steven Grant? Or here's an idea. Or maybe the other personality comes out after Steven gets turned to stone, and he's gonna have that new personality is gonna help Mark and say, okay, I know you were having differences with Steven, but we gotta get him back. So I guess the new personality in the next episode is gonna help Mark to get Steven back from the underworld. I think that's probably the entire plan. And then for the rest of the entire episode is gonna be them stopping Harrow for succeeding to bring back Amnet. Figured out the plan. I figured out the plot for the last episode. Boom! So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the last review for Moonknight, episode 6, on Wednesday. So, wherever you guys are in the world, good morning, good night, and good afternoon.